Good evening, lovely people. Thanks for watching us once again. It is Voice of Inspiration as we bring to you every month. To this evening, I'm happy to have my own papa and my own mommy with me. And I'll ask them to introduce themselves. With the papa, you're the one that you hosted last night. And I believe mommy will be new to us. So we'll start from our mommy. There is a saying that with everything, ladies first. Introduce yourself to our viewers. People are viewing us all over the world.
Thank you very much. I'm Letitia Family.
Yeah. The name is Mrs. Letitia Ifa Men. Alright, Daddy.
Theophilus Family.
Alright. Apostle.
I know you want it.
The name is Apostle Theophilus Ifa Men. Wow, it is very nice time and we'll be happy to host them once again. Alright, you are welcome.
Thank you.
And you're welcome.
Thank you.
Before we start our program, we ask mommy to lead us to prayer.
Okay, let's pray. Our Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for this opportunity to reach the Lord with our program. We pray in the name of Jesus that you will be with us as we discuss everything we're going to have on this show. We bless you and give you praise for impacting lives with our discussion with us. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Wow. It is a lovely Friday. And they will say, thank God it's Friday. Alright. So we will start from mommy. I believe today we're going to talk more about mommy because we did that to daddy last night. So we're going to talk more about mommy and she's also going to talk more about herself. So who is Mrs. Letitia Family?
Alright, Mrs. Letitia Family is a woman of God's own heart. She's a food scientist and a technologist who is also a teacher and a researcher. She loves to do community work and she has an overall objective of reaching the world with the outputs of her research and improving the lives of people.
Wow. I even forgot a lot of them. But I believe it is very privileged. You know, we don't just talk to people, but we talk to people with substance. And as you said, she's loaded with a lot of things and she's also impacting lives. Alright. Mommy, were you born a Christian?
No.
Mommy was not born a Christian. So how come that you're a Christian?
Well, I was born into a church-going home, so we're all going to church, but I wasn't a Christian. So, but at a point, I became a Christian, a correct Christian, when I went to the senior high school, and I met my friend Matilda Bafo. She was a Pentecost, and we met in the same dormitory, so she became my friend, and we were in the same class too. So that was when she began to share with me about being a true Christian. So although I was always going to church, I wasn't really a born again Christian. So that was when I began to become a true Christian.
Wow.
Senior high school.
I thought you with mommy's presentation just she did now. She did mention about being a true Christian. So what does it take to be a true Christian?
I think that being a true Christian or being a Christian is just following Christ, being obedient. So to be a Christian is to be obedient to the word of God. If you are obeying God's word concerning your life in a particular situation, then you are being a follower of Christ.
Wow. So viewers, it is not just being born into a Christian home, but you have to work to become a true Christian. That is very powerful. With this question, I believe I should have leave it to those counselors and stuff. But I just have to put myself in their shoes. How did you become the wife of Apostle Theophilus Family?
Interesting. We met when we were having the 2006 edition of the AGCM Congress way back in 2006. He had come from Florida with his team, and I was also doing my work as an usher, and that was when we met. Yes.
So with an usher work, Daddy located mommy Women, please, if you don't have anything doing in the house of God, try to find something. So,
Protocol
what
officer.
happened? So, you're just an usher and you just...
Yes, I was in charge of protocol at that time. So we had to get rooms for them and see to their feeding and everything concerning the program. So in the course of the program, he became my friend. Were you my friend?
We're not friends.
We're not even friends.
So
in the
how
course
did
of
that
the
happen?
program, we're not friends.
So how did that
No,
happen?
no, you know what we got down, I think Queen's Hall,
So
Care University. So, I mean, when we got down, I saw her, I said, hey, this is a beautiful, from afar, that was it. So later on, I think the conference was taking place around the maintenance area there. So she kind of, one of the days said that, oh, she wants to join our car from the conference center to the Queen's Hall. So she joined, I think, once or twice. When the conference was over, her parents, they come from Kwame in the Eastern region, so she kind of said that she wants to join our bus. We were going back to Korea, so she wants to join the bus, then get down at Ingenen. I wasn't even aware. My vice president came to tell me that this was the lady said. I said, why not? She can join us. And my vice president took her number and she told me, oh, I've taken her number from that.
So the vice president took mommy's number for you. Oh, that was...
But her number, no, she took my number from my vice president, right? Because her number was, because she was in charge of protocol, her number was already in the conference brochure. Yes, so her number was there.
I believe before you made that deal, he was not an apostle. He was a student.
yes.
Was it your dream getting married to a pastor or an apostle?
Never. Not at all.
You never dreamt of getting married to an apostle?
No. It wasn't part
You
of
never
it.
desired for it?
No. I only prayed to God that I wanted a man who is also after his heart. That is all. Somebody who is in the field of working for the Lord. But I never thought of somebody who decided that I'm a pastor. No. So I didn't ever think becoming an Osofo man.
So what inspired you that now you've gotten the man and now he said he's called into ministry?
Well,
What inspired
we
you?
were friends for about 5 years. So in the course of our friendship, I realized that no, this man is a potential pastor. But even at that point, I didn't think that I was going to be an Osofo Mami because he never shared or told me anything about the fact that, oh, hey, I'm a pastor, he's just a missionary, and that's what I had known him for. So I knew that fine, the passion was there, he was working for the Lord, so he would be working for the Lord. But I never thought that at one point he said that, hey, right now I'm a pastor, I have to do this and that and that.
Let me come to that here. Did she ever tell you that she don't want to get married to a pastor? As at the time that she realized that you had a passion.
Yeah, no, I don't remember her telling me that. Not at all.
Not to them. So you never heard from her. So now, okay, why was it that you needed somebody who is after God's heart, who really loved the things of God? When you are talking about secular, you are believing pastors that you put on top. But this is a situation that you say you don't want a pastor. So who again were you looking for?
It's not that I don't want a pastor, but you know, I'm sure that there are some ladies who desire to be pastor's wife. I never desired to be a pastor's wife. I desired to work for the Lord, but not like, hey, I have to get myself attached to somebody who is a potential pastor. No. That wasn't my dream.
Was there any fear in being a pastor's wife? Or did you see anything surrounding a woman who's a pastor's wife that put you to fear?
Oh no, not at all. Nothing of that sort. But at a point when God called him to ministry, I just asked God, whatever you have told him, you have to tell me to Because I have to be convinced that this is what you want my man to do then. Because I told you I'm a woman after God's heart. So God loves me so much. So he listens to my prayers. So I told God that's fine. Now I know you want my husband to go into full-time ministry, but you have to tell me what is it you want my husband to do, so that I'll also know how to give him the support. And God spoke to me, and at that point I became so convinced, and that is how come I have been convinced, no matter the troubles, no matter the issues and everything, I have just been convinced, consistently holding him up and moving with him, because I know what I have heard from the Lord.
Wow. I think that you did mention about it the other time. How did you hear from God?
I prayed to God, and God gave me a specific word from Jonah chapter 1. That was where God asked me to read. And when I read, God spoke to me and told me that at that point in time there were a lot of troubles. In fact, we had a lot of troubles. And God told me that all the troubles is because I have sent him. I have asked him that to do this one thing. But he wants to do something else before he gets there. He wants to do something else in addition. Tell him to do what I have asked him to do, and that will be it. So that was when I became so convinced that this is it. If God has said it, then that is all. I just have to surrender. But even at that point, I wasn't or something. No, I didn't even think about that.
Viewers, if you think Jonah is dead and gone, we still have Jonas in our days. We still have Jonas in our days. So women, if your man tells you that he has been called, please, you better push him to do so. Right. So that how was it? The time that God spoke to you that he wants you to enter into full-time ministry, how did you take it when you were telling mom? Was it easy for you, or was it a difficult thing for you?
Well, I don't think I kind of told her officially. For me, most of the things we've shared, it has not been that formal.
Which one of them was it?
I won't
from?
tell
You
you.
say that one.
Wow.
You won't say it. Say
No,
it. Say it. Otherwise,
no,
I'll say it.
she's been my everything. So she knows me. Because sometimes she can easily predict that this is what you are going to say. This is why you do this. And it comes. So she got to know herself. And like she said, those times we had a lot of challenges. Where situations where you know that 1 + 1 will always lead you to ignore more. See that you are running into the negatives. So God spoke to, and there were times, I think there was one occasion we went to church and one man of God came out to say it to the hearing of the whole congregation. So for me, it was one of the things that also keeps me going. What God said to me, to her, through that prophet of God at church was something that also really kept me on my toes. So she knew it. I didn't have to tell her. She knew it. The happenings around and the things that we were talking about.
Wow, that is very powerful. Mom, is there anything good in being a pastor's wife?
Wow. Yes. There's everything good about being a pastor's wife.
Not a single thing.
No, not a single thing. It's
What are some of
everything.
them?
Yes. If you're a pastor's wife, we are also in a way called into ministry. So the very good thing is that it checks your life.
Wow.
Because you are at the top, you are leading people, so you have to be an example to them. It helps you to read your Bible. It helps you to be prayerful, because you pray for yourself, you pray for your husband, and you pray for the church. So at any point in time, you are being a prayerful person, and you're also checking your life, because you wouldn't want somebody to say, hey, also for mommy, and you are doing this, so it helps to check your Christian life. So it's everything good about being a pastor's wife.
everything is good, perfect. Okay, let me come back to Daddy. Daddy, now I want you to put your feet in the shoes of mommy. Do you see anything good in a young lady desiring to be a pastor's wife?
Yeah.
Or you hear most people, I believe you teach,
Yeah.
and there are people you call your daughters. Would you think there's something good to advise a young lady to get married to a pastor?
Yeah. It's a very, like she said, the first thing is that it checks your life. And that's what I tell people, even not being a pastor's wife, but being a pastor or being a leader in a church. I think I told you the story of when I had come home from school and I sat in a taxi and the taxi driver played this Lifeline family song, and I was caught on campus singing a song while driving the things, and the people say, hey, what's up? Yes, so that is it. When you do that, in a way, it checks you, because the Bible says that when the people see your good deeds, they will give glory to your Father in heaven. So you kind of, not that you are pretending, but you are always online, like Paul said, that I put myself under subjection so that after having run the race, I will not be disqualified. So as you are preaching to people the word of God as a pastor's wife, as you are advising them that don't do this, women, let's not do this, let's pray, let's help our husbands, you are telling them that that is the kind of life you are leading. So if you find yourself that you are going off, you'll be looking at your back to see whether somebody is checking up on you. Then that thing alone serves as a rule for your life, and it helps you to make it to heaven.
Wow, that's very powerful. So being a pastor's wife, it helps you to check your life, and you put a check on you yourself, because others are also watching you.
Yeah.
Mommy, you said something that before God called him, there were some challenges. Now he has come to accept the call, which he yourself you are convinced that indeed God has called him to full-time ministry. Are there any challenges after accepting the call as well? It sounds as if after he accepted the call
And everything.
everything became okay. So are you still going through challenges?
Definitely. Yesterday we were watching this cartoon about Moses, Abraham, Sarah, and Isaac. Right.
Yeah.
Then at a point when God told Abraham to go to the mountain to go and sacrifice his son, he obeyed and he went. And at that same point, I can imagine the stress that the young boy was going through, having been told that you are going to be sacrificed. And Abraham was so obedient that he just said, oh, I'm going to do this for God. And that was the cartoon. He just took the knife and he was just coming to cut the boy like that. And God said, the angel came around and stopped, untied the boy. And we're like, hey, so why would God allow this boy and this man to go through this trauma before he will finally intervene that, oh, now I have a substitute? So it is just like that. The fact that when even God gave Abraham the promise that he was going to get a child, how many years did it take? And through it all, Abraham knew that, oh, it is God who has spoken. But yet, look at all the troubles. Hagar sidelining somewhere, getting a child somewhere, then all the troubles that came with it. But it was God who had also told him, and God was with him. So from that background, I can say that the fact that God has told you that it is going to be this, or I have called you, doesn't mean that you not go through challenges. So as for the challenges, they are there. But because, like Abraham, you are obedient, God will intervene. At his own right time, he will just step in and things will be okay.
So what are some of the toughest challenges that you went through and you felt like giving up?
The toughest ones. Maybe Pastor will help us.
Oh, you as a pastor's wife.
Me as a pastor's wife.
Because sometimes men are able to endure. Because we always see that we are born to suffer. That is what they say. But they tell you that women are not born to suffer. So when it comes to marriage, you realize that when there's a challenge or when there's a problem in the marriage, the women are the safest part because the men have to struggle and bring solutions. So what were the toughest challenges that you
In the
faced
ministry.
in your marriage as a pastor's wife?
Oh, well, the toughest challenge I have encountered has been like work issues. Like before he finally said, I'm doing it for the Lord. The issues that came up with work were the toughest challenges. But apart from that, and even when he said yes, the challenges have been like beginning a church and all the troubles that come with beginning a new church. So, but the Lord has been good. We have overcome.
The Lord has been good. I think he wanted you to come in.
Yes, I
So,
wanted it to help.
help me with the challenge. What were some of the challenges that you saw your wife and you said, wow, I'm really punishing somebody's daughter?
Yeah, like she said, the last job I did was most of our challenges are dealing with work-related issues. Like I said, sometimes where 1 + 1 is not equal to 2, but it is equal to minus, let's say minus 10 or something. Those periods have been the most challenging moments for our journey of love. And I thank God for my wife and the people he brought around to, because I mean it was very challenging. It was very damaging. If not for God's grace through my wife, maybe something else. Maybe I wouldn't be sitting here. Because so work, then church, the challenge of starting a church, and when we had to relocate our church building because of road construction, I mean they were very difficult moments. But again, like I said, God has been good. God came in timely. We are not out of the woods yet, but we can see the light shining.
We can see the light.
Wow. We can see the light shining. So there's hope for the future. Wow, that's powerful. Let me come to mommy. I said today, I'm on you. With the challenges, were you getting some kind of problems from family, friends? Pounding more on the challenge. You know, sometimes people will tell you, why don't you divorce your husband and go? Why were you born to suffer? Maybe friends will tell you that somebody you have been, because you got my money in the university. I don't know mommy.
No.
Oh, you have completed your university.
You are doing a master's.
We got married immediately. I finished my master's.
Wow.
Yeah, before I graduated.
Before you graduated.
And that was having.
Then.
But you are not done with it.
No, but then I had done.
Yeah,
So
then he was having
I
his
wrote
degree.
my last paper a day before my wedding.
Before the wedding.
Oh, okay.
So when I was in the exam hall, I was thinking about the guests who were coming.
Oh.
You know, we got married on 26th May. And 25th May was, even though it was a holiday, we still had a paper to write. But by God's grace, one be.
Yeah.
The moment with the question that I asked, were friends giving you pressure? Was the family also giving you pressure? Getting married to a pastor and going through that challenges?
No.
You I believe that time you will not be of yourself. Your
Definitely.
facial appearance, everything will change. So people just say, wow.
Facial, no. But I think at a point I was just stressed out. That's all. And people be like, hey, what's wrong with you? Blah, blah, blah. I'm fine, I'm okay. I'm fasting.
Wow.
Yes. Because I was indeed fasting. Because I just felt that those were moments that needed much more prayer and fasting. So I was rather interceding. So people will see me and make some comments, but well, it's me. And one thing I have is that God is my helper. And God loves me so much. Like I've been saying. He loves me. So whatever He's doing for me is in my best interest. So I don't really care about what people think. I don't really care about what people feel. Although there were implications, like, hey, at a point, one of my family people were like, hey, we want to give birth again, and you know, as if they were the people going to feed the children for us.
Wow.
Because of all the troubles and the challenges, they felt like, oh, you shouldn't even give birth. You should just relax. But God knew best. And now we have made it. 3 more to come.
Hey.
5.
Wow, so we are going for 6, eh?
Oh, I'm just joking.
Right, the church will be filled.
Yeah. Wow, it's very powerful. So that, looking at it, I believe anything that people were telling mommy, she was telling you as well. How did you feel at that time?
You know, as human as you are, you feel down. You feel disappointed that the people will not see the positive aspect of it. I rather want to dwell on the negative. But like Paul, you know what God has told you, so you don't really make them pull you down. You rather let those things that you are hearing challenge you, not to prove them wrong, but to remain in the calling. Like you know that if it is God that has called you, God will surely make your life beautiful.
That's wow. Mommy, with the challenges, did you ever regret getting married to a pastor?
I don't know what to say. Well, with all the challenges, there were times I'd be like, oh God, why? Why? Is this a punishment or what? But I never really said, oh, I'm packing out of the house because of this and that and that. I will lament. Fine. There were times I lamented, and my lamentations were to God and not to any man. So I would lament, I'll cry small, get back to my feet, pray, move on with my life. Yes.
So anytime that you feel like giving up, you better lament and just be like Jeremiah.
You have to be careful with the kind of things you say.
Definitely.
Yeah, sure.
Definitely.
Sure. Before you realize, you say blasphemous words to God.
Like Job did, and God asked him a question that he couldn't answer.
I remember last month, it looked like most of the comment that came from Daddy was centered on how supportive you are to him. And even today, my viewers will bear witness with me. I really like everything shows that you really appreciate your support. What inspired you?
Obedience to the word of God.
Wow. Can you repeat that to the viewers?
Obedience to the word of God. That is my number one thing. First of all, God created women to be helpers. So I believe that I have to do that one thing for God. That is my duty as a wife. So I have to help my husband. And secondly, what God told me about his ministry. If God says it, he has said it. So you just have to obey and do. Like I would say that my husband, go and get work to do. You have degrees. Go and get work to do so that we get plenty money. But I have been quiet, I've been silent because I know what I've heard from God, and I just want to be obedient to the voice of the Lord. Just obedience. That is the key.
Viewers, being obedient to God is very key factor. Because normally sometimes we just want to do things with our own strength. And that is when, if care is not taken, we easily give up. And the first thing that we see the next day is that you pack your things and you leave your matrimonial home. That the moment said obedience to the word of God and being convinced about your call. Do you think that is enough?
Yeah, I think that is everything. You know, like I said, if you are a Christian, then it means that you are obeying. So the totality of the Christian race or the Christian faith hinges on obedience. No, Jesus says that love your neighbor. That is it. Obey that command. Then you'll be a follower of Jesus. But if you do otherwise, then it means that you are disobeying. If you are disobeying, you go to hell.
If you are disobeying,
Hellfire.
you go to hell. I love that statement. You know there's a problem. Apostle, the wife of an apostle, and now you're a lady pastor. Have you ever fought or have you been fighting as couples?
We don't fight. We just argue sometimes. We disagree, but we don't fight.
Have you ever fought?
Like
Fight.
you said,
Have you been
you
fighting?
can fight verbally. You can try to reason things out. I mean, she's a scientist. I'm a social scientist. So she will do things based on scientific reasoning and those things. I'm a marketer.
Example.
I'm a marketer, so I will not take a lot of things she would consider into consideration, you know. So there will be that time. I mean, the way she was brought up is different. I'm a embarrassed boy. She's not embarrassed girl.
Embarrassed boy with a height.
With the height. I mean, you can leave the house in the morning, then you can come back late. When you can, you know that if your mommy gets you, you did trouble inside, so you'll be hiding. I remember those days you break small brooms and put them in your hair. So that if you do anything bad, they say that if you put it there and you go home, your mother will not beat you.
Superstition.
Yes.
Superstition.
So I mean, the backgrounds differ. And in a relationship where we are not saying there should be blows, where there is no disagreement, or, I mean, your minds will not always be the same, but you might always compromise, agree on something, then work on it. If you go and you hit the wall, because you are united, you will have stronger energy to come back, rethink, and move forward. Yes. So, I mean, when you look at conflict management, we have benefits of conflict. Conflict is not a good thing, but when it comes, it rather strengthens. If you are to be very diligent in the solution of the conflict, at the end of the day, you see that you become better people than you were. Yeah.
In the love we go.
And the love will grow.
In the love will go. So if you want your love to go, always
You see, if you look
Oh,
at
not argue, but manage the argument
Okay.
or the betterment of the relationship.
normally when even in a community, normally when something crops up and there is confusion and the parties behave maturely, you realize that at the end of the day, that the parties become very committed and united after the resolution of that conflict. So that is it. That's why she says that the love will go. And the love will go because you get to know why she said what she said. And you also get to know why you did what you did. Then you all know the strength. Because like I always say, you don't know yourself. Sometimes you do something, so if you need power, we are do this. You don't know yourself. So you don't expect that the person will also just accept everything from you. But you have to behave maturely and work towards a common goal.
Wow, that is very powerful. Mommy, I know you're a very busy woman. I know you're a very busy woman. Even for you getting mommy today, it is by grace. It is by grace. How are you able to combine work, marriage, and ministry?
The grace of God. It's been the grace of God. Determination. Yes. I'm talking about the grace of God because being a pastor's wife and a pastor and a deacon. Yes.
You are. She's a pastor.
You have a lot of things to do as in when it comes to the ministry. Then being a wife and a mother. Yeah. Then being a teacher. And being a researcher is another hell for me. But I am determined and I'm focused. I know where I want to go to, but I'm relying on God. So it's the grace of God that keeps propelling me into doing the things I'm able to do. Sometimes you don't have sleep, and that is it. But yesterday, for instance, around 12 a.m., I was still working. But when I got out of the bed, in fact, I put him to bed, and I ran away from the bedroom. I decided to work, and I was like, God, give me the grace to work effectively before I go to bed for about 3 hours and still get up. So it's like you rely on God, but it's determination. Otherwise, you just miss it. But sometimes you have to go to church. Maybe you be the one leading, and you have to prepare. And meanwhile, you have another project presentation. Then your workplace too is pulling you. Then sometimes and even sometimes the main man will also be pulling one of your legs. So it's difficult, but the grace of God and determination is keeping me.
I'll come to you that, but let me ask this way. Do you sometimes feel like leaving one and doing the others?
Yeah, sometimes I'll be like, should I even just drop this one and focus on this one so that, but it looks as if, which one of them are you going to drop? Are you going to drop the ministry? No. Are you going to drop your man? No. Are you going to drop the kids? No. Will you drop your work? No. Will you drop your research? No. So which one? Sometimes it comes to mind, drop one of them so that you can concentrate, focus, but I sit back and I don't know which one to drop. So then I just ask for the grace of God to carry me on so that I can combine everything and still become who I want to be.
So combine everything, counting on the grace of God to become who she wants. That if you are given the opportunity to assess money, how will you assess it?
Like I said the other day, I mean, she's been, apart from God, she's been a pivot on which the ministry, the home, and everything revolves around. As she started talking, one thing she used to do some time ago, she will wake up early Sunday morning, prepare porridge, put them in plastic, tie them, so that the children who come to church early, she will give it to them. Because then I think we were doing service at 7 or so, and practically, if you want the children to come, they might not be able to wait for their mothers to cook for them. So she will prepare porridge, tie them, and she will carry them in a bag to church. And if a woman do this for you, okay, it's everything. It means that if she should get money, she can go to KFC and order. And I mean, I don't want to appear to be over emphasizing the role she's been playing, but she's been a blessing.
She's been a blessing to Apostle Theophilus, the family. The other day, Daddy said something, and let me say it. We gifted the church with a set of drums.
Yeah.
One is fine. Is it because the church is your husband's church?
No, far from it. It's something that since my days on campus, in fact, I can recount the amount of money that I spent on myself. All my money, the huge sums of money I had, I gave to do the work of God, AGCM, other missionary works, even my own church. I was giving to them. There were times I had to pledge. Then before I come to school, I'll pledge in the church. Meanwhile, I haven't even seen the money, but I'll pledge, come to school, get the money, go back and pay. So it's not because it's my husband's church. And all the churches that I've been to, wherever I had to give, I gave. Even when I did not have, once I gave some amount in church, the last church before we started our church. And that amount, we didn't have it in our accounts, but I gave it. I pledged and I paid within 1 month. It wasn't because maybe my husband was nobody in that church, but it's just that God tells me to do it and I do it. That is me. If God says do this, sometimes He will fight with me. You are using everything, and even my roommates way back, they used to fight with me. The moment I hear God say do this, I'll just do it. So it's not because it's my husband's church. is because, like I said, I'm being obedient to God. God will just place it on my heart to do this, and I'll do it. Not only for Victory Hill Chapel, for any other church that God says, so they need this, you can do it for them, I'll do it.
That is why Apostle will say she's really a blessing. When we are looking at today's ladies, the ladies of our generation, and looking at those days, do you see some difference, especially those who call themselves Christian? Are there some differences when it comes to the way they serve God?
Well, this afternoon I passed through campus. They were having matriculation, and I called my sister and I was like, wow, looking at the way the ladies are dressed and way back the way we were dressed, I can see a great change. And most of these people that you are seeing, some of them, they are very spiritual people, yet some of the dressing wasn't good at all. And that is the way this kind of modernization has also crept into the church and into the women. We feel like, oh, everything is okay. It's a new style, so you have to join. If all women are doing something, you have to do it so that you should be current. So because of that, we are currenting ourselves. And as we keep currenting ourselves, we are currenting to the doorstep of the hellfire. Yes, because these things cannot go to heaven. So if you want to keep current, then you current yourself, you'll be moving your way to hell. So I believe that let's be cautious, so that at least we will make it to heaven. That is why we are struggling.
Her plea for our ladies today is be cautious, so that you can make it to heaven. All right, then, how do you see the ladies of today?
Like you said, there's a vast difference between when we were growing up as Sunday school boys and girls. But like you said, we are allowing the world to dictate the pace of our Christian lives for us. We are not reading the Bible. It's true that like talking about dressing, it's true. But out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So, and we shouldn't look at certain cultures, copy them, and implement them here. No. I mean, our cultures vary. There's a culture somewhere in Australia where they don't wear anything. No, that place, the men wear dreadlocks. And there are pastors there who are wearing dreadlocks. But if they come to Ghana, unless the host pastor here, is able to really psych the people before whatever he would stand on the pulpit to preach, it will stick. So cultures vary. I know that as a theologian or up and coming theologian, you don't just explain the Bible, but you have to look at the context, the situation, the culture, and the customs of the people. But we should be careful. Ghanaians, we have our culture. Africans have a culture that we must not kind of become kolo, no, but we can modernize it. I mean, this thing I'm wearing is beautiful. I mean, it's traditional, and it makes me handsome. So we can modernize it, harness it to suit our culture without losing our Christian identity. Sometimes, if an unbeliever is even passing, okay, there, he unbeliever, he Christian, you go for the unbeliever, per the way the person is dressing. Don't forget that we are human beings, and we always judge by the appearance. And as Christian, Paul said that when they see your good deeds, they will give glory. He said that you people are the testament. So what people see is what they will read. And what they will read is what will inform their decision that they make about you. Their thoughts, their mindset about you. That is it. So we should be careful. Christianity is in the heart, fine. But I believe that if the Holy Spirit is living in you, you will not dress in a certain way as a young lady. And most Christian ladies too are very beautiful. You understand? So if you want to overdress, my wife like this, she's beautiful. She doesn't even have to do any other thing. When we were getting married, the only makeup she did was powder, the white one. That was it.
On her wedding day.
On her wedding day. On the engagement day, people had to force to do those
They
things
did
for her.
small makeup.
Yeah, I mean,
Small
and she
one.
still look beautiful. You understand?
Sometimes some people's wedding day, you get to the hotel room and you still be searching for your wife.
Yes. Yes, you can't make it work.
Yes.
Because she has
She
changed.
has changed. You still be searching for your wife while she's there with you.
Yes. Yes. So we should be careful. I don't want to equate spirituality to the way you dress. But the way you dress speaks. The Holy Spirit is within us. He tells us what to do. And the Holy Spirit will tell you dress to bless. The Holy Spirit knows every human being walking around. If you are in your room, you can dress anyhow. But if you are stepping out, be mindful of the other person. We are strong, but we are weak. Whatever we see is what drives us. So you don't have to give the person the chance to sin and lose heaven. And God will require the person's blood from you.
That's very powerful. So our ladies out there, please, let's go back and learn from our grandmothers and our mothers and just follow their ways, and it will help us.
And Ghanaian women, on Sundays when I see them, I'm so happy. Because when they wear their cabins late, sometimes when I see Methodist, Presby, the young ladies, you know, they have their cloth, they wear, and they are still beautiful. Even in the scarf, you can tell that this lady or this girl is beautiful. No, you don't have to wear tight things, expose yourself before we see your beauty. No, if you are beautiful, you are beautiful. Yes.
If you are beautiful, you are beautiful. Even the makeup makes you look like. Oh yeah. As a pastor's wife, if I was to train up the child the way he should go, how do you train the children? Like, how are you training them? Is it difficult? Because I know Papa is very busy. But most of, even if your man is not busy, training the children is in the care of the mothers. That is what I would say. Because most of you are more with the children than we, the fathers. The fathers.
The fathers.
So how are you training them?
Well, for now they are not here. What I used to do was the normal quiet time, and normally when pastor is not at home, we use that opportunity to organize our own church service. So we're doing a lot of church services in the absence of pastor. And my senior Jojo will do the preaching. Kufa will be reading the Bible. Of course, she didn't know how to read at that time, but she will be holding the Bible, and Starbucks will be playing. Then playing something like a drum. Mommy will be singing. We'll be clapping. I mean, we used to enjoy ourselves with those church moments. And I think that is one thing that is helping the children, because sometimes you leave them to play, and all that you see is that they are doing church service. They'll do open prayer, they'll read the Bible, Jojo Okupa will decide to preach, then Jojo will come back again and do the anointing service, and sometimes they'll be playing in tongues, pushing, and I mean, it's fun, but I think that's a good way of inculcating the Christian principles into them. So that is one thing I was doing.
That's very powerful. I was watching Uncle White.
Yeah.
And it was a program that he has done already. Somebody gave me the video and it is on my laptop. And he was interviewing one man and the wife. And the man said something. He said he paid a visit to the son's school. When he got there, he told the son to go and call his friends. He had brought enough food for them. He said while they were, he left, the guy left, and one of the friends just came and said, "Hey, Daddy, is that guy your son?" He said, "Yes." And the guy said, "I wish I'm like you." And the man said, "Wow, why do you want to be my son?" And he said, every morning you see him reading his Bible. It tells you that what the man has been doing with the son in the house, the child has been able to carry to the school. So I think it is very good thing that mommy is doing. She said something that Abba does not even know how to read, right? Kukua, sorry, does not even know how to read. But she just pick the Bible and as if she's reading something. Jojo also tried to be preaching, and I don't know the words that she means.
Prophesy and
You get it?
situation.
Daddy, how do you see your children following the steps of their parents?
Yeah, I think that whenever I see them, I'm excited. Yes, because I'm not a footballer. We are not footballers. So if I know my dad used to be a police officer before he died. My mom is a police officer. So when I joined Assemblies of God as a small boy, because of the police thing, I was interested in Royal Rangers. Yes, myself and my good friend Greg and my brother. So it is good that your children takes after you. Jojo, before he was born, received a prophecy that you become a prophet. And he has never shown anything that he doesn't like to be a prophet. Maybe he doesn't really know all that is about prophet, but I know that they know. Yesterday I called them. We were talking, and I asked them, one thing I told them is that when you wake up in the morning, say thank you to Jesus. If you can't pray at all, say thank you to Jesus. So I called them when I spoke to Bukwa. He said, I asked her, have you said thank you to Jesus? Say yes. I said, are you sure? I said yes. Then I asked Jojo the same, but he's also said yes. So when you see that the seeds, the small seeds you are sowing in the lives of the children are germinating and they are growing, it gives you some joy. Then it tells you also that you don't have to stop doing it. You have to do it more and more. And it is very critical because in our days, the generation, look at the things happening around the technology, the intended CSE things. I mean, they are things that if you don't build the children up in the most holy faith, you don't know who he or she will go and meet in the classroom. I mean, I'm passionate about making sure that most Muslims come to know Jesus because they have an agenda. And if we don't take care, the worst will happen. Yeah, so the children, we have to really train them up. Be, as pastors, be much interested in the children's service Sunday school. If it is possible, you go there and teach before you come and preach. Yes, because we have to sow good seeds. There are viable seeds and there are dormant seeds. So that I just remember my Greek. Yes, so that is it.
That's very well. We are concluding, but let me ask this last two questions. Mommy is a teacher, Daddy is an apostle. Mommy, Daddy said something. It was part of my questions, and I believe let me just go straight to that question about this CSE thing. It is now trending more than any other thing. That is comprehensive sexuality education. What is your take on that? What is your opinion? Some pastors are giving their opinions, malams, all hundreds of people talking about it. And others are even trying to politicize it. What is your opinion on this CSE?
Okay, it's not about politics, it's about the future of the country. And we cannot allow this thing to creep into these young kids. It's not going to be helpful. So I believe that what the GPCC people have done is in the right direction, and I support it. And I believe that we are all celebrating because it will never happen in Jesus' name. Amen.
All right, Daddy, what is your opinion on this?
Yeah, I signed with that. You know, yesterday, as we were watching the press conference, I chanced on information on Facebook. Reverend Jonas Tete in the Greater Accra Sons of God, he targets the younger people. I think that's what they're trying to do. Yes, some I've forgotten the name of the president, proponent. They did it some years, centuries ago, and it really worked. So they want to target, like they're saying, was catch them young, and they shall be yours forever. And that is what they want to do. Yeah, so I think that we are not against sex education. Like the very good professor, Reverend Professor Afepomas, who said, leave the moral education of the children to the churches and the parents. And we as parents and we as members of the clergy, we have to take it very serious. Teach the children the word of God. Build their morals up. if you look at the 10 commandments, only 2 related to God. The remaining 8 was on morality, was on how I should not do my sister bad things, or it talks about how God is much concerned about moral education. So the state shouldn't think that we are against sex education, but it has always been there. But the approach and the manner in which they are, and how can you introduce somebody like Kukua to sex education? And the informations on the TV and on the internet are also coming. Hey, in the next 10, 15 years, 20 years, we'll not have any future.
Wow. So that is their opinion on comprehensive sexuality education. And I believe that you may also have your own opinion. And there's a saying that opinion are like Moses. So it is up to you. Mommy, we have this segment, and it's today that we are introducing it. And it's about Christian news. And because it's today, you don't want to make it very tough. Last time, one of the renowned men of God in the world said, he spoke against preaching of prosperity messages that the Holy Spirit said to him, and he's against preaching of prosperity messages. It's not to be corrected. And the man of God I'm talking about is Pastor Ben Hinn. I don't know if you've heard about that. But he said he's not going to preach about prosperity messages again. What is your take on that? That the word of God is not to be so. And we are making the word of God through prosperity, talking about prosperity. What is your take on that?
Well, I don't know the perspective from which he is coming from. But I think that from what you just said, like making money out of the word of God and pushing people to go and sow seed and those things, like, in a way that is not acceptable to the Lord. Fine, from that perspective it is understood. But God is not against prosperity. He says that as we prosper, he wishes that we prosper as our souls also prosper. So God is not against any form of prosperity, just that it must be done the right way.
Wow. Just that it must be done the right way. Daddy, what is your take on that?
Yeah.
Prosperity message.
The gospel of Jesus Christ. Preaching, Paul said that we preach Jesus Christ and Him crucified. What is the benefit? When you go to Colossians chapter 2, verse 13 down, the whole gospel of Jesus Christ is prosperity. But the problem, it becomes a problem when we are looking at it in terms of money. If you have $1 billion right now and you don't have a good health, how are you going to enjoy the money? There's a certain stage you get with your health and not even $1 billion to save you. I'm sure Mugabe would have paid that money. Kofi Annan would have loved to pay that money. But money can't buy those things. So what he's saying, like my wife said, maybe there is a particular area, because I know that Pastor Ben Hinn doesn't have a church per se, but he has a ministry, and he thrives on donations from people. So maybe there is a particular aspect of it that God is speaking to him. Personally, I'm not that kind of pastor that will always. Last month, we just ended our month of heaven consciousness. The whole of September, we talked about heaven. And you see, in all of these, if you are pursuing the kingdom of God, He will add all the other things that we perceive as prosperity. So seeking first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all other things shall. When you are pursuing righteousness, you will not go and drink, you will not go and chase women. Your health is intact. Your physical well-being is intact. It's part of the prosperity. Then God will also add unto you the money that you want, the cars or whatever that you want, but in His own time. Yes.
God will add everything to you by His own time. Yeah. It is very powerful to listen to people who are being loaded with. Let me add this before we leave. I've seen one program, loading program on Facebook, on social media. Can you tell us something small?
Thank you very much. Yes. It's one of the things, you know, when God called Moses, Moses was holding a staff. And when God commissioned him, he was still holding a staff. But God empowered the staff so that when he went to Pharaoh's palace, they used the staff to let them know that God had really asked him to come and deliver the people. We've been to school. The fact that you are in full-time ministry does not mean that all the knowledge you acquired in school should. So by God's grace, we've been able to come out with a consulting ministry. It's basically for ministry. I mean, we are ministry by us. When it comes to ushering in the church management, missions, research, in relation to the ministry, that's what Jethro Line Consulting Ministry is about. So the first program we are doing is ministers retreats. You know, we are looking at worship in the church. When we go to heaven, we are not going to do missions there. We are not going to do anything so with it apart from worship. So it is very important that the worship leaders in the church are able to lead us to do it in the right way. So we are bringing on board Reverend Vicente apart from CCC, HR. We are bringing on board Minister Solomon Aite. All these people I've known. Minister Solomon Aite, I served under him as a prayer secretary when I was in Living Chapel in the music ministry. He has been doing music ministry for all these years. Before he came to Living Water is about 27, 28 years now. Since he came, that's what he's been doing. He was doing that before he came. Yeah. Reverend Mr. Dakwa has been with New Creation. They came out with this song, Oh Kura, yeah, Oh Kura. I mean, it's an old music ministry, yes. And most people don't know about New Creation, but they have been in the system for a very long time. Now he's a full-time minister. Yes, so we are inviting everybody to come and sharpen their skills. We'll be talking about the theology of worship, the worshiper, his moral and his spiritual life. Then I'll be talking about mentoring for succession, because the leadership in the church today, if the music leaders are no more, who takes up? If the music director does not go for rehearsal, he travels informally, would rehearsal be as the same as he was around? There is a need for mentoring for succession. Then we'll look at Minister Solomon Aite will be looking at technical excellence, whether it is a prerequisite for excellency in worship. Yeah, so powerful topics, powerful men of God, and we believe that God will speak and revive and sharpen the skills of people.
Do you have anything to add?
So I invite everyone to come. In fact, it's going to be a powerful worship program. So everyone, not only the worship leaders or the music ministers, every Christian, I'm inviting to come.
We are inviting everybody to be part of
And
this.
it's just 30 Ghana cedis.
30 Ghana cedis.
You have your lunch, then we also give something that will show that you have been to the retreat.
Is it a day program?
It's a day's program.
Okay.
It's happening at Destiny Chapel International at Asafo Cement near the Ahmadiyya Mosque.
Destiny Chapel International
Yeah.
at Asafo. So when you get to Asafo, you have Destiny Chapel International. I also post the poster on my page, and anybody who want to be part of it. I think I've even shared, but I'll also share another one so that you just pick the number on the poster and call, so that will be registered. Right, that is very powerful. But before we leave, let me ask this difficult question. I'll just leave my mommy and my daddy. It is very difficult because I've said it. Now, choosing between marriage and heaven, which one would you choose? Marriage and heaven.
I'll choose heaven, oh. Heaven, there's no sorrow, there's no pain. I will choose heaven.
You can see from where she choose heaven ahead of marriage. That between marriage and heaven.
I'll choose heaven. But marriage is heaven. Marriage is a picture. Marriage on earth is a picture of what will happen if Christ should appear. And in our vows, the day we were getting married, all our vows that we said that we will put God first. So that shows that we put heaven first. So together, now we are one. So we all choose heaven.
Yes.
So they both to choose heaven. When I get my partner, we will
Oh.
Alright, that is very powerful. Bobby, do you have anything to tell our viewers out there? Any word of encouragement to motivate them? Maybe there's somebody praying to get married to a pastor, or there's somebody who feel like giving up because the things that he saw as being a pastor's wife is not what she's experiencing now that she has gotten married to a pastor. Is there anything that you can tell such a person?
Well, what I can tell everyone watching us is that you need to depend on God. If you're a pastor's wife, if you are designed to be a pastor's wife, or if you are just any wife of anybody, any profession, you still have to depend on God. And the key is that you have to pray. Pray, 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 and pray. That will make you successful in the marriage. So pray. Amen.
Pray. That will make you successful. So no matter the kind of man or woman you are married to, the key then is that you got to pray. Is there any advice you want to give to them? Somebody feel like giving up?
Yeah, he shouldn't give up. Jesus never gave up. It was very difficult for him. At a point, he said, actually, Papa, if it is possible, let this cup pass by. But he said that not my will, but your will be done. So we should always seek to put the will of the Father ahead of us, and it will become easier. Jesus said, follow me. My yoke is light. Nothing Jesus said is loaded. But you see, really, if you follow Jesus, you will not see the bigness of it, because you see that Jesus said, "Lo, I am with you always." So you will see Jesus carrying the weight for you, and the joy that you have in the nearest future. I mean, it will make the suffering negligible. So right now it might be difficult, Pastor. It is difficult. When you are praying, the thing even seems to be becoming worse. But hang on. God is a faithful God. Just said there, Habakkuk 2:3. The revelation is waiting for an appointed time. Though it lingers, it shall not prove false. Wait for it. That is where the prayer comes in. You wait patiently, but whilst you are praying, God will help you.
Whilst you are praying, God will help you. My advice to you watching me is that if you are convinced getting married to a man of God, don't listen to what people are saying. Pray and go tight. If you're a man of God and your lady says she's leaving you because you said God have told you to go full time ministry, please don't give up. Continue with it. Pray. The time will come. God will glorify you. God bless you for watching Voice of Inspiration of Torah Addiction. And I believe that next time I will host Daddy and Mommy again. God bless you, Daddy, for coming. God bless you, Mommy. I know those who are not on Facebook. And the last one is Abba. They are not on Facebook.
Their names are Nyameze, Nyamiye, and Nyamifi.
Hey.
Yes.
Nyamezi,
Nyamiye, Nyamifi. God's house.
God's own. God is good and God's house.
Please. The name tells the kind of parents who gave birth to them. So I believe Abba, Jojo, and Kukua will go to watch this in the future.
Yeah.
God will bless you for coming. But before you close, Mommy will pray with us.
Heavenly Father, we thank you once again. It's been a fruitful discussion, and we are thankful to you for helping us to reach to millions of people who are watching us. Glory be to your name. We pray that you continue to bless whatever message that has been given to them, so that they will also learn to depend on you and to do what you have asked them to do in total obedience. In Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. God bless you for watching. Bye-bye.